Quite on set. Welcome to the Weekly Whatever. You can find us on Twitter at the Weekly Whatever. Look for the yellow W's. I am one of your hosts, Aaron. With me, as always, is Kyle.
Yo, good morning, afternoon, night, whatever.
Rhino.
Hello.
And that cuck, Chilsen, has been baking a cake for like 3 hours now.
It's actually
so he's not here.
now.
And in case you're wondering if that sounds wrong, it is wrong.
Yeah,
It doesn't take 3 hours to bake a cake.
we're all confused ourselves, but he's just been lying to us for the last 5
Mhm.
hours now, most probably, telling us he can't make it. I'm baking a cake, guys. Come on, it takes 5 hours to bake a cake.
Speaking of lying, this first whatever, talking about that Roseanne apology that definitely wasn't a real apology.
Did she apologize? Did she?
Yeah, she did. She released a statement, but then like all the things she was retweeting after doing that, like were just not just like
Jesus.
that's
Fake
not
apology.
yeah. So yeah, we're talking about the Roseanne bar incident. In case you're wondering what happened, I don't know when it was.
I think it was like 2 days ago.
2 days
I
ago.
think it was.
Sounds
Yeah,
about right.
I think it happened like Monday night for
Mm.
us.
Essentially,
more than
Roseanne
2 days.
Barr, the star of the show Roseanne, made some rather oof tweets. They were just blatantly racist. Comparing a black female to if the Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had a baby. Things
It's
like
not
that.
the best thing to say.
Yeah, we won't we won't we're gonna refrain from reading her tweets. I don't think we need to spread that around, but essentially, yeah, she fucked up. She said some racist shit, and there was some serious backlash. The network that carried her, ABC, canceled her show. And yeah, she's definitely not a very popular person.
It's so funny because that show kind of made a weird bounce back. Like it got announced and everyone was like, "Woohoo, Roseanne!"
Yeah.
And then she makes this tweet, and then everyone's like, "Get out of here, leave, just be gone." Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, this isn't the first time she's gotten in trouble for racist remarks.
Oh really?
Yeah, like it happened. It happened a while ago too.
Yeah, I saw a picture on Twitter of, and I'm pretty sure this is like a legit thing, like of her dressed as Hitler baking like some human cakes in an oven, or like some human cookies.
I
in an
did
oven.
hear about that. She made cookies that looked like Jews, and she put them in the oven.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I
And they were,
did
like,
hear
burnt or
about
something
that.
like that. Oh no, I saw it and I was like, I can't tell a meme that's come out of this whole situation or whether like she actually did that, but I think it was an actual like photo.
No,
That's
I
kind of the
do remember
problem.
that.
Like the fact that you can't tell.
Yeah, in this day and age,
Yeah.
fucking. You're like, I looked at it, I'm like, this could be fake. So
Yeah. There was some prominent Republican media people trying to come to her defense. My favorite one so far that I heard, I can't remember who it was. Cody Johnston talked about it on Some Even More News. That's a podcast that I was listening to today. Great podcast. But the person defending her tried to equate that in Planet of the apes are actually like superior to humans.
No.
So
No.
really, is
What?
it even
Oh,
is it even an insult because she's saying that like
Oh,
she's like bred from the superior,
that's fucked
and
up.
it's just like you need to
I love how he
Too
like
many
delved
hoops.
into fucking the
Yeah.
movie itself and being like, well, technically, the apes have
That
no
news anchor needs to be canned.
I think it was I don't believe it was a news anchor. It was just a media personality.
Still, get him out.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
Like,
feel like,
Yeah.
I feel like you're clutching at
Oh.
straws if you're defending that. I don't know.
And of course, Trump tweeted about it.
Oh, did
Of
he? What
course
did he
he
say?
did.
So he didn't condemn her actions. He didn't say what she did was wrong. He said, "Oh, I see how it is, ABC. Roseanne said something and you cancel her show, but when all these other people say mean and untruthful things about me, they still are on the air."
Jesus.
Well,
as
so
if those
I
are the
can't
same
remember.
things.
I can't remember who I was listening to, but I do remember hearing, and I can't remember who I was listening to, but they were talking about how some of these left-leaning media personalities were to Trump as an animalistic monkey. And so that's part of the reason why Trump was saying what he was saying. And then if you go back to these journalists that said that, they all purged their Twitter of it because they're like, how can we call her a monster if we did the same thing?
Yeah,
and
but
so now
there's-
these like screenshots.
It is different though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
It's
way
completely different.
Yeah.
No, it is completely different. Trump calling Trump a monkey, I think most people would agree. A racist comment, on the other hand.
Yeah.
See, weirdly
like-
enough, like I get, like, as a journalist, I feel like if I was a journalist, I feel like I would be like in the heat of the moment, I might do the same thing. Like, oh shit, like I don't want to give the opposition something to hold on to. So yeah, let's delete this tweet of me calling him an ape, even though it's a false equivalency to say what me calling Trump an ape and someone calling a black person ape is the same thing. So you like delete it, but in honesty, that almost seems like it's worse.
Yeah,
'Cause,
covering
like,
it up.
Yeah,
right?
to purge it is to almost like admit guilt in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No, for
I
sure.
get it. I probably would have done the same thing in the heat of the moment. But it's insane.
And I don't know. I mean, I haven't listened much. I've heard bits and pieces about this, but do you think it's really worth completely canceling a show based on the tweet?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
I agree to an extent, but you have to realize like how like it's not just about her, because like, how many people who work on set, how many producers, how many directors,
That's
how many
kind of where I'm getting at.
cameramen. Like,
Counterpoint.
there would be hundreds of people who work on that show, and
This-
she like should get punished herself, I guess, rather than everyone else.
The season had already wrapped. They're already
Oh, okay,
done filming,
okay.
and all of those people like. To counter argument that, I do kind of agree. Like that was my initial thought too. It's like canceling the show. It's all those people like putting out of work, but it's not her first time doing something like this.
Yeah.
So like they kind of have to be aware, and also like, I mean, like if you're talented, you can find work. I don't know, like.
I mean, was there going to be a second season? I'm assuming that would have been.
Yeah,
right?
I think there was. I think there was planning on being a
okay.
second season. So yeah, it does suck that like these people lost their jobs, but like to an extent they kind of knew what they were signing up for, and like I don't know, like I don't think if I was hiring people and they worked on the Roseanne show, I wouldn't equate them to those views.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes me feel a little bit better knowing that the season was wrapped. I thought like they just cut it, dropped it like a rock, and I was like, whoa, seems a little drastic. But okay, they should have cut it then. That made sense to me.
I think it was cool. I kind of it is kind of a morally ambiguous scenario. Like this one person does something and so many people get punished, but
ruins it for everyone.
I think it's better for the long term.
Well, I mean, like, if you think about it, Netflix with the whole Kevin Spacey scandal a couple months ago,
Hmm.
pretty much what they're doing is they're just cutting his character out and moving on with the
Oh
series,
yeah,
from my
he hasn't
understanding.
he hasn't been in anything since that, and he probably won't
He's
be.
he will
No,
never be
no,
in a motion picture or a TV show ever again for the rest of his life.
or a
In fact,
video game.
he won't even show up. Like, I feel like he basically has to stay in hiding for the rest of his life now, in
Yeah.
a way. Because if he
Yeah,
comes out, the amount of like paparazzi that'll follow
Hmm.
him around
Poor
and
guy.
do all this shit.
He has to live in his
Oh,
mansion.
oh
with his
no,
millions of dollars.
no. Yeah, but I mean, I think that's probably the only other thing that they could have done is they could have cut Roseanne out of Roseanne. I don't think they could have done
They
that.
they could have. I mean, surely there's another character and they can just call it after that person's name. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, the
Why?
problem is
Why
she's like,
is her character's name Roseanne as
yeah,
well as the
yeah. The
actress's name?
show is called
Yeah,
Roseanne. Yeah, it's all like, it's one of those
That's
shows where
fucking
like,
weird, dude.
I think her real name is her character name, but like the story's fictional.
Oh, I see that. Is it just because like is that just to inflate her ego? Or something? It's all about
Well,
me.
it was pretty common for like for shows back then to be like that. I'm pretty sure
So when did this originally air then?
in the
Was it like a
90s.
70s or 90s? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think it ended in
And
like
she
2000 something.
was she like the main character? Or
Yeah.
she obviously was because
Hmm.
yeah.
Roseanne back then as well.
Yeah,
So and now it's just like an older version of her. So instead of being like a younger mother, she was just like an older mother now, I assume.
yeah. I think from what I caught, I watched like 10 minutes of the first episode before having to like cut my eyes out. But um, like she's like a grandmother now, and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
her daughter has a child or
Well,
children
yeah,
who like live with them because they like moved from somewhere or something like that.
yeah. That's what I
Huh.
gathered was that like all her children still live at home with her, even though they have their own grandkids. There's like multiple
That's kind of
grandkids,
weird.
but the parents of the grandkids also live with Roseanne and John Goodman.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, and like, yeah, it's messy. I mean, like, I don't feel bad for her at all. Like, you say stupid shit, you get fucked.
The thing, and here's a question that I have, like, and I've noticed that things matter to me a lot more now. And I wonder if it's just our culture or if it's just because I've grown up as a person.
Mhm.
Does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
I what you're saying makes sense, but like the context is not what I am getting.
Well, like, I guess if this would have happened 5 or 10 years ago, I wouldn't have cared. I would have been like, oh, Roseanne got canceled. But now I'm actually like putting thought into it about what happened. And it's just weird for me. Like, I'm trying to process if it's me that cares about it or if it's just that, like, oh, I'm older and that's what older people care about. Like, I'm in college, and when most people are in college, they get politically active and they kind of start thinking
Mhm.
about things a little bit more. And so I don't know if that's what it is or if like this is actually a big deal to me.
Yeah,
Yes, I don't know.
I think it's just a sign of age, and
Yeah.
like you're saying, the college environment. Because I think about like, I feel like now that when I was younger, like let's say high school, and you look at like the comment section of YouTube or like on anything, um, it just was kind of like everybody's comments. But then now that I'm in my 20s, I feel like when I look at a comment section, I almost know the age of the people commenting.
Yeah.
Like you can just
I almost care.
like
You
can
care
see,
more.
Yeah, exactly. And that shows like the adult when the adults are talking, because usually it's pretty like fair and balanced, or at the very least like it's not this flaming pile of you're
You're
wrong.
trash.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
trash.
you're
Kill
trash.
yourself.
To be fair though, you get like a lot of trolls who are around our age
Yeah,
that
very
like
true.
to flame all the time, to be fair. So
I think I know
sometimes
one.
it is a bit hard to tell. Chilsen himself, you talking about Chilsen?
I guess I should
Not
say
gonna name names or
the
anything.
mental age of the individuals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly. That's a good way to
But
put
yeah, I
it.
totally agree. Like, I definitely think in the last couple years, the amount that I dissect things that like are kind of not important.
Yeah,
Because like Roseanne getting canceled, that doesn't affect me at all. I never watched it. I don't
Yeah.
care. But the lessons and the affects of this happening don't they're not exclusive to Roseanne.
yes,
Should we cancel shows because of this? And I think that's what it is, just making that cognitive like connection. Like, hey, I should think about this because
everything's becoming more interconnected
Yeah.
in my mind, which is
Yeah.
weird to me.
I
I don't
mean, do you
know.
guys think there's been like a cultural shift towards overreacting to news like this, though?
I think
That's the thing.
ugh, I think yes and no.
Yeah.
I think that there is a larger outcry of outrage,
Yeah.
but I don't think we as a
It's unwarranted,
generation are like actually more outraged by things.
That's kind of what I was trying to get at.
It's
Like,
the
I don't
vocal
know.
minority.
I
Well,
mean,
I just-
it's very possible. It's just because we have more ways to express our opinion, whether it's
Yeah.
Facebook or Twitter or YouTube. I mean, everyone has a phone, everyone has a camera. Like, there's no
Yeah.
reason you can't get your voice out there.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, and that's the thing. I don't know if there's a cultural shift or if we just have the means to actually express what we think. I don't know. It's kind of interesting to think about.
What do you think, Rana? Do you think people are more outraged than ever?
Like, I kind of agree with what Carl's saying. Resources available to us now to be able to express ourselves, and I think that's why you get a lot of, like, I wouldn't say overreactions, but everyone likes to have an opinion on things, and especially when you could
Yes.
spend 30 seconds and type something, on Twitter or on Facebook or whatever the hell you use, and
Yeah.
have an outlet in that way. And I think a lot of people use it as an outlet rather than thinking about what they say. They kind of just say it. But then in saying that, we do have this mentality of like piling on people. Like if someone does something wrong, I feel like we don't let them, like there's no forgiveness. There's no like, it's like kind of unrelenting. Like if someone fucks up, like they are known for that for the rest of their lives
Yeah.
almost now, because in this, like there's no leeway there. I feel like, especially with social media, everyone just piles on. So, and I feel like some people they fuck it up, but they kind of, after a while, you kind of need to be like lay off them a bit and give them an opportunity to change and to make up or whatever. So
Yeah.
it is a hard one though.
I think I actually kind of agree with you. We do have a mentality of destroying people, and
It's almost
I don't think it's bad, but I think that it's misused. Like that.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, like what Roseanne did. This not being her first time making racial remarks, I think what happened to
For
her is
sure.
appropriate. She should be blacklisted.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
like, I kind of think back, and I know it's easier for me to say this is like a liberal leaning individual, but like the stuff that happened to like Kathy Griffin, with like she did like a photo shoot of like
the Trump head.
yeah, of like a decapitated Trump head.
Oh shit.
And like she's a comedian.
Yeah.
And so clearly that it was meant in jest, but it wasn't good. She fucked up. Like it was a little too far.
Yeah.
But like
It was
Yeah.
a bloody Trump head. Like, ooh,
Oh,
ooh,
God.
yeah, it was
Ooh,
pretty
that's
bad.
fucked.
It was I'm not condoning what she did. I think what she did is wrong, but like
Yeah.
she's also been like completely destroyed for it. Like she lost
Yeah.
shows and everything, and like that kind of goes back to what you're saying with like I think that like sometimes we need to like let people like change.
rebound.
Yeah. And for certain offenses, it's Like that, to me, what Kathy Griffin did, I think she should be punished, like, and she was socially, clearly not like any like legal repercussions, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but she should be allowed to bounce back. But yeah,
I was talking with some friends a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about like how it seems like in today's society there's this huge pack mentality or tribal mentality. Like you're
Yeah.
either in one park or the other, and you pretty much go like you either choose your side instantly.
For
So,
sure. And
I
then
don't-
most
like-
people want to lie on the side that has, like, that's just how it works.
Yeah,
They
you
don't
lean
want to
towards the
disagree
majority.
with you know, yeah, with popular opinion.
Yeah,
And so that's the other thing is, like, if everyone's piling on one person, I feel like the minority who might not agree with the majority who are piling on, they don't stick up for that person, and so instead it seems like it's everyone against one person type of thing.
yes.
totally.
Even if you might agree with the other team, it's just easier to jump on.
Well, yeah,
Or to
exactly.
say
Or
nothing.
to
Yeah.
say nothing at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
not defend them. Yeah,
So
Which is the same thing
no, I mean,
as
essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially.
I mean, it's just interesting because I do feel like you make one mistake now and you're kind of done. I mean,
Yeah.
I hate just going off of that. Like, if you say nothing, then you're essentially like against the individual. I hate the people who don't vote. It really,
oh my goodness.
it really bothers. It really bothers me. Like,
Oh.
you need to vote.
Well, Aaron, do you remember the Portland riots
I
after
do.
Trump was elected?
Yeah.
So I watched like news footage, and they arrested 20 people, and they asked the 20 people like, well, what are you protesting? They're like, Trump being elected. And they're like, oh, okay, like, well, who'd you vote for? And 16 out of the 20 people go, well, I didn't vote because it doesn't matter.
Oh.
And
it's
you're
the
just sitting
worst
there like,
mentality. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It just
I
it drives
don't
me
understand
it drives
it.
me insane. Like, you gotta vote, dude. Like,
no. Yeah.
Like-
Yeah.
Or the-
You can complain all you want if you vote. If you don't vote, you have no say.
Yeah,
guys.
I feel like you shouldn't even be allowed to have an opinion if you're not going to go to the length of just rocking up one day in your life every you guys every time you vote.
4 years.
Well, no,
What?
Rhino.
So one day every 4 years where you vote, and you don't have the backbone to be able to walk out and just put your poll in. Like, you shouldn't be allowed to have an opinion on who's leading your country because you didn't
Let me
even,
put
you
it-
enabled it essentially.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this, Rhino. We live in. They mail our ballots to us,
Yeah.
and then we can mail it in.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So you don't even have to leave the house?
No,
What
no.
the fuck?
In
Why
the
don't
last-
people vote then? It's so easy.
No. no, it's crazy. We had an election 2 weeks ago, I think, 2.5 weeks ago.
Oh,
Out
my
of
God.
33% of the Oregon population voted. Eligible
33?
voters voted. Yeah,
Yeah.
1/3 of the population, eligible population
No.
voted. And they mail them to you. It's in- It comes in your mailbox. Like, ah!
That's terrible.
If
That's I just
should,
Oh, man.
it should like it should you should have to vote.
yeah, it should be
Yeah.
compulsory. Well, okay, so in our country, compulsory to vote. If you don't vote, you get fined, and the fine is like $500 or something stupid like that.
Hell
So if
yeah.
If you're on the electoral roll, if you're above the age of 18, and you don't vote, you get fined. So it's
Boom.
it's technically like it's mandatory, and it should be. I don't understand in like the most powerful country on the planet how it's not a thing that the majority of people like. I think you guys had a turnout of like 53% or something for your last vote, right?
Presidential
Yeah.
election.
Yeah, your presidential election was it might have been it was around. So half your population didn't even have a say. Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is like that's mind-boggling. Like, it's like I didn't even. That's fucked up.
It doesn't make any sense, man.
Well, and the thing is, like, for the presidential elections, I kind of understand it because we have the electoral college, and technically your votes don't count. But for state elections, your votes count. Every single vote counts. Like, there's no reason not to vote in your state elections. And the fact that we had 33% of the population vote just blows my mind.
That's insane.
That's
It just
fucked up.
hurts my heart. Oh. Guys, just vote. It takes 2 minutes. Like, just
Yeah.
fill in something.
I also hate the people who like there was a movement in like the like Clinton support group, people saying that like voting for like Bernie Sanders is like you're throwing your vote away. You're basically not voting. Like if you want, like only Hillary could win, so like you need to vote for her. I also hate those
That's dumb,
people.
though.
Vote for who you want to vote for.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's
I know it's weird for you guys because like you guys have like the party fighting first, right? Like the candidates
Yeah.
for each party versus each other,
Yeah.
and then See, that's like so it's a bit different to the way we have it over here. So because it's like a big, how long does it last? It's like a year-long thing, isn't it?
Oh, at least.
Yeah. Things start.
I mean, realistically, the presidential campaign will probably start this November, if not this November, probably next year around this time.
Well, it's pretty like a common thought that like presidents spend their first term getting reelected and then their
Yeah.
second term to actually do what they want.
Well, that's stupid in itself, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Has Trump confirmed he's running for election? I thought he said he was only running for 4 years.
He said so many things and then said the opposite
That
of
is
that
true.
exact thing.
That is true.
So
That is true.
he just
man.
says whatever he thinks will make people happy, like his voters happy. Do you want me to vote
Yeah.
again? Okay, I'll vote again.
So, Rhino, I have a question about your guys' system. So, how many parties do you have that? How many major parties do you have?
So we've got 2 major parties. Another 2 that like the amount of candidates they have probably acts as a swing vote in our Parliament House. So normally, like the 2 smaller parties, they give their votes to one of the major parties, if that makes sense. So if they want to
Okay.
get bills through, that they can vote majority. Because especially in the last couple of elections, we've had a really close vote, and so the seats in the House have been very like equal almost. So it's hard for the Parliament to get like new laws through, type of thing. So then the smaller parties basically just give their votes up.
That makes sense. I guess.
Okay. Yeah. And do you guys elect minister that appointed by the union?
Oh, so what? You just cut out of it. What
You're
did you say?
cutting out of it. I think he's asking if your prime minister is elected or appointed.
No, so the political party. So we don't vote for like a prime minister. We vote for a party essentially, and then the party who
Okay.
has the majority of seats in the parliament is the ruling party, and then that party elects their own prime minister. But we do know who the prime minister is before the election. So each party already has their own party leader. And then that party leader goes on to become the prime minister if that party is elected, essentially.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
It's
So, like,
interesting.
Yeah, some people get caught up in like especially like when you're just talking about it with other people, they go like, "Oh, I'm going to vote for this person or this person." It's like they don't realize that we don't actually vote for an individual; we vote for a party, and that the person is just a representation of that party, essentially. Yeah.
So, since you elect a party in, does that mean that they can change out their leader at any time they want?
Well, that's the other thing is that So we've had situations where we vote in a party thinking that this person's going to be the leader. This happened multiple times, and then the party backstabs that leader, and then they appoint someone else, someone who didn't think was going to be the leader, but then they become the leader based on the ongoings that happen in the party. So, and this has happened multiple times. So it's like, and that's why I think it needs to be stressed that we don't because people get caught up in it being like, well, we didn't vote for this person. And it's like, well,
You voted for the party.
no one voted for a person.
Yeah.
We voted for a
You
party.
vote for the party.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of it's a weird thing, but it's happened multiple times, especially in the last like 5 or 6 years. We've had multiple prime ministers get backstabbed and a new person just comes in and takes over, type of thing.
That's super cool.
Looks
I don't
like
know.
we
Like,
got ourselves a bit of an et tu brute.
a two. That's cool. That's really cool. So, Rhino, I'm assuming just from the way that you've been talking, you're fairly politically active and that you vote consistently.
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah.
I always
I
vote.
can't
yeah,
afford
for
not
sure.
to
And
vote.
I guess. Aaron, maybe that's the solution to raising taxes. Like, instead of raising taxes, we just fine anyone that doesn't
Yeah,
vote.
exactly. And there's a lot.
that
I
would
mean,
make it
there's
it's
not
not a bad idea.
buying.
It's
a
really not a bad
military.
idea.
That would be a lot of money too. Like if half your population doesn't like
Oh my
get
God.
fined, like that's a
I mean, where's my phone? Let me do a quick math. I mean, how many people are in the United States?
A
like
bunch.
350 mil, I think.
I mean, let's say there's 100 people that don't vote. I mean, let's do some math here. You charge them $50. That's $500 billion
There you
right
go.
there.
If it was $50, that's 500 million.
Yeah.
I think so.
Holy
That makes
1
sense.
million times 50. Oh,
We'll make it 500.
50 million. My bad. Yeah, but we'll make 500. Make them stick it to them.
Half
America.
$1 billion.
Just for not voting.
Like we.
Like, oh,
Ah.
Aaron, you want to start running for state governor with me? We can propose this.
I just want to move to Australia. Like
we should change the name of the podcast to Moving. Moving to Aussie.
Literally since we started this podcast, like the amount of like patriotism I have has been dwindling. Like seeing what the outside world is like it made me less and less passionate about changing the country and like more and more passionate about getting the fuck out. Then,
No, that's good.
but why don't we I think we've dwelled on this bummer of a topic enough. Let's move on to the next topic. And so Kyle, you wanted to talk about things that blow our minds.
Yeah. So listen to
But
this.
wait,
Oh,
we have a special guest calling
no.
in.
Oh, definitely not.
Bring.
Oh, no.
Hey,
Why?
hey, you're on the
Hello?
you're on the
Oh,
weekly
no.
whatever.
Why is this happening?
Oh, thank God. Thank you.
he's here to
Thank you
ruin
for
it.
having me.
We
You're
were having such a
thank
good time.
your
my
caller
goodness.
number 10. Your caller number 10.
Oh, you
Oh,
won.
my
made
goodness.
it. You
Oh,
won.
God.
You won. A
Oh.
chance on the weekly whatever.
What do I win? Oh, that's
you-
a shitty reward.
You win. You get to celebrate your birthday on the same day as Post Malone.
Like,
Fuck
that's
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's pretty good pros.
All right,
Fuck yeah.
Chilsen is in the house. Challenger
Hello.
approach. Dun 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 dun. You want to talk about? Anyway.
Yes.
So how was your cake, dude? Did you finally fucking bake it, or
Yeah.
what happened?
Mhm.
Was it a slow
It
bake?
turned out lovely.
Must have been a pretty
Was this
slow
a box
bake.
cake
it.
or was it homemade? Was it
What'd
from
you say?
scratch?
It was from scratch.
Really? Chocolate
It's like a-
cake?
Like a liar.
No, it was like a pineapple,
Oh.
banana pecan sort of
Oh, you
cake.
just made
It's
this up.
called
You
like
just
a
fucking made
hummingbird
that up.
cake. No, I
Oh.
didn't, bro.
Yeah,
I'll
just
send you a
fucking-
picture.
Yeah, I
I'll
want to
send
see
you a
it.
picture.
I want to see it.
Send one right
I
now.
believe you. It
What
sounds
kind of
delicious.
frosting? What
I
kind
don't
of
have a-
frosting?
I have a picture right now. It's
Oh,
cream cheese.
Ooh.
Ooh.
fake news, dude. This is some
Yeah.
fake news.
I've noticed that I'm
That's
not really a
impressive.
cake guy, so the less a cake is
What?
actually a cake. It's like it's great. Like
Well,
most
see, I'm
of
kind
the
of,
fuck?
kind of with you. Like pie is way better.
Oh,
you know.
absolutely. Pie's
Pies,
so much better.
cobblers. I love cobbler. I
The
think
fuck is
cobbler's
a cobbler?
amazing.
That
Moose-
sounds like someone who.
Moose
It's
is
a
good.
What the
pie
fuck?
without the pie crust.
Yeah, they're all kind of in the same category for me.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Isn't the best part of a pie the crust?
No, it's the filling, man.
It's a good pairing, though. I kind of agree with you, Rhino, a little bit. Like
Oh,
The
it's just like it's
best
only
part-
got-
the best part
see.
isn't the crust, but it's important. You know, like a key
No,
lime,
I mean,
I agree.
a key
in
lime
a
without
good
crust.
cobbler, you have like a thick caramelized layer, and oh,
Caramelized.
True.
oh,
Caramelized.
so
Yeah,
good,
really good.
so good, man.
Mousse is pretty good.
Yeah,
That's basically
good.
just like whipped cream pie.
Mousse is good.
Like I don't know how else to describe it. It's like whipped cream pie. Anyway,
I mean, kind of. Yeah, pretty much.
you know what I mean? Like how else would you describe?
Yeah,
mousse?
I see it. Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah, it's delicious.
So we're talking about
So
things
how
that
come
we
it-
find amazing.
Whoa, one second. Yeah, one thing I find amazing. I'm just gonna jump in.
Okay.
Do it, man.
Why does it take 5 hours to make a cake?
Are you serious?
I find that pretty
That's fucking
amazing
ama-
too.
I mean, that fucking amazes me.
It is, yeah.
I don't really
amazing.
understand it. So,
Dude, it
Chilsen,
took
would
a
you
while.
shed
I'm
some
not-
light on this topic?
Well, first off, I'm not really much of a baker, like really at all. I don't ever really cook, so there's some kind of trial and error stuff. But then it took like let's see, like 2 hours in total for it to bake, and then I had to like decorate it at the end also.
Whoa.
Like,
You
2
put
hours
it in
to
the
bake?
oven for 2 hours?
No,
Because
it wasn't.
burnt to a
It wasn't in
crisp.
the oven for
What
2
the fuck?
hours. It was in the oven for like 40 minutes or something, and
Okay.
then you had to like let it sit for like 20 minutes, and then you had to take it out of the pan, and then you had to let it sit for like an hour before you could put the frosting on.
Huh.
And
So
then-
next
And then
level.
it took some time to put the frosting on and to be able to decorate it so it doesn't look like shit.
I
Huh.
don't know if that adds up to 5 hours, dude. I don't know if the math is right there.
I had to go shopping for it too. If that,
Oh, shut the fuck up. All right.
I'm sorry.
have all the
I'm
ingredients
sorry I
in your
answered
house.
your question so
Hear the
adequately.
doubt. You can hear the doubt. I love
I
it.
just want to, send a fucking photo, Chilsen. All right. Why? Okay, no. Why are you making this cake? What is this cake? Like,
Yeah,
are
what's
you
the
a
cake
wedding
for?
cake person now? Like, what is this for?
It's my girlfriend's birthday on Sunday.
That's a terrible excuse to make a cake.
Yeah, okay. I figured you said that.
Why didn't you just buy one like everyone else does?
Because it doesn't mean as much. Rhino, honestly, I could have told you I was making this cake for the Pope and you would have still been disappointed, honestly.
Well, yeah, I don't like
Well,
the
yeah,
so.
yeah, no. Most people
What's wrong with the
don't.
Pope? Pope seems like a pretty cool guy.
Rhino hates religious people is the problem. That's
Oh.
why.
Whoa,
That's why
I
I
love
hate the Pope.
I like Kyle.
Hell
No.
yeah, dude.
He doesn't
Actually-
actually, Kyle. He thinks you're
No,
you're
no,
an
he
idiot.
does. He likes
Oh, shut the fuck up, Chilsen. All right,
He likes
I
you,
buy
but he
it, all right?
secretly
You
thinks
made
you're
a
an
fucking cake. All right, congrats.
I'm proud of you.
I bet it tastes like shit
Thank
though.
you. I mean, it might. It honestly might. That's why it took so long decorating it, so that at least it looks
Just to make
good.
it
if
look
tastes
good.
bad.
I imagine like Chilsen in the kitchen and like he bought what he thought he needed to bake a cake with, you know? And like to be fair, if I was told to go buy stuff to make a cake, I'm not sure I'd get it all either. But imagine him like needing something and not having it, like oh crap,
Just it's okay.
like oh sugar, I don't have any of that. Oh hey, baking soda, that's white and powdery, that'll probably be fine. You know, just
Yes.
Yeah.
some of that in.
I didn't have any. I didn't have any bananas, so I just used plantains. I hope that's okay.
Oh, yeah, you're
exactly.
fine.
yeah.
You're
I
fine.
can see that. That'd be hilarious.
Completely fine. That's great.
But yeah,
So-
that's why I'm a little late, but I'm here now.
Dude,
feel
it's
like
all good. We're happy you're here.
No, we're
Oh,
not.
thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, not
no, we're
everybody.
not.
Thank you.
Don't speak for the group.
All right, the
but-
important
Alright,
person
sorry, guys.
is happy I'm here.
Well, I'm not saying that I'm not happy you're here. I'm just
moral
saying he
com-
doesn't
the
speak
moral
for
compass-
me.
The moral compass of the group thinks it's good that I'm here. So that's
I don't know if having me as the compass is the right thing. I mean,
Hey,
I've been coined a racist.
let's all remember that I'm the second.
That's true.
That's
Actually.
true.
That's fucking true. That's a good fucking point. Holy shit.
I mean-
Let's not forget that I was voted the second best host
Mhm.
by Mr. Aaron.
Yeah,
here,
by the
so,
first best host.
Yep.
Well,
He was
every
just being nice.
every hero
he was
needs a
trying to make you
villain,
feel
so
Oh, there
That's
you
right.
go.
You're welcome.
But you're not like a cool villain. You're like a shitty one. You're like what's like I'm trying to think of like a fucking bad villain. You're like no, he's a good. I can't even think of a bad.
I'm like
villain.
that
Oh,
business
fuck.
guy from the Lorax.
hey,
I haven't even.
first
I
off,
haven't
he's an
seen that movie.
anti-hero. Okay. The bad
Yeah,
guy.
but he's kind of not though,
the,
right?
the bad guy in the movie The Lorax is greed.
Is he
Jesus.
really an anti-hero though? Because he pretty much fucks up the entire ecosystem.
Yeah, well, that's the. I'm not sure what you call someone who like switches from the antagonist to the protagonist. Well, no, he still is the antagonist. He just becomes a bad guy.
Yeah.
Shit, what do
yeah.
you call that?
bad guy.
Well, no, but he's still like that. There has to be a word for it. Like starting out because like in his own mind, he's still the good guy.
Well, that just means he's delusional.
Yeah,
He's
well, yeah, that's
Hitler.
the whole point. Like
Pretty
he,
much.
he convinces himself that like what he's doing is right, and then he justifies it with his family's like.
Sounds like this.
I honestly don't know how that movie didn't win an Oscar with its amazing themes.
It's a fantastic movie, legitimately. The
I
Lorax
can't
is a
tell
great
you that
movie.
was you being serious when you said that, Chilsen? Is it actually good?
I'm being serious and agreeing with that. The Lorax is an awesome movie.
I need to watch it. I mean, it sounds interesting.
No, it's really great.
Are you not familiar with the story of the Lorax, Rhino?
I wasn't a big Seuss person, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, the themes are pretty
That's
heavy
fair.
for like a children's film, but
Like, stop deforestation.
yeah,
Oh, that's up my alleyway. I fucking
great
love shit like
movie.
that.
Yeah.
it's actually a really good
No, it's
movie.
good.
I am legitimately into that movie. Like,
You're talking about the new one that came out.
yeah,
Probably
it
5
makes my
years ago.
pee biggering and biggering.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Lorax
Cool.
reference.
Yeah, it's made by the people who made Minions, so you know it's gonna be good.
Yeah. I'm
I feel like
clearly
that
they
was
know
a
how to
big-
make a hit.
Why was there 3 Minions movies? Can we? What happened there? Why 3?
Well, there's kind of 4 because there's 3
There
Despicable
4?
Me and then
There's a
Minions.
Minions
Oh,
movie.
the Minions only. Oh no,
Yeah.
right. That's fucked up. I don't even know how that. How did that occur? How did we allow that to occur? Is what I
It's
don't know.
grandmothers.
Dude, kids love them. Yeah,
Yeah,
grandmas
dude.
and kids.
That's fucked
Wait,
up.
it's because like the like higher ups in Hollywood don't care about like compelling stories and like the
No.
art. They just want money.
It's all about money, dude.
It's
Yep.
all about the dollars.
Yeah.
That's why we've got like 10 Fast and the Furious movies
Uh-huh.
because it makes bank every time they have one.
And how every single Marvel movie just eventually started to become the same Marvel movie.
Yes.
They hit a formula and then they just keep whacking out the same form.
Yeah. And then you get Ragnarok.
Okay, let's calm
Ragnarok,
down, man.
Ragnarok is
Let's
the
calm down.
culmination of corporate greed.
It is not. There are so many
still
worse
need to-
Marvel movies than dude.
Aaron,
I
Aaron,
can
Aaron.
name 10, dude.
Aaron,
Yes,
if
second
you had
best.
to pick between Thor
Yeah.
Ragnarok and The Last Jedi, which one would you choose?
It's
This is a good
it's a
question.
worse movie?
Yeah.
Or
Which one
one's
would you
worse?
rather like watch like for the rest of your life?
Come
Oh,
on,
for the rest of
there's a
your
there's a
life?
right answer to this. I think we all know.
Man,
Well, The
Sorry.
Last Jedi
See,
has.
think about it. The Last Jedi had its moments, but did
No,
Thor
it
Ragnarok
didn't.
really have no
No, it
moments?
didn't.
Shut up,
It really-
Chilsen.
I-
That is mo-
I think the Kylo Ren.
I was
Oh,
just gonna
yeah.
say,
Oh, no.
you got Kylo Ren.
Oh no.
Yeah, they're enough to carry. I think
Right, no, Thor
Yeah.
Ragnarok is that bad.
it's,
No!
I would rather watch The Last Jedi for the rest of my life than Ragnarok.
Oh, no.
And I hate The Last Jedi.
Okay.
It's fucking
Chilsen knew what the
trash.
answer would be, dude. Yeah, but
You are correct.
We all know your fucking boy crush on Kylo, dude. That's an unfair battle. That's fucking it's fair.
Ugh.
Oh man.
Chilsen, why are you whispering, dude? Can we get some background?
So that he doesn't breathe into
no.
the mic.
Yeah, I'm gonna. He's
These
trying
girls
to-
right there.
He's trying to be quiet. I'm gonna turn up my gain too, so that we can all just whisper together.
I feel like he's whispering. Is your mom in the room, Chilsen?
I don't
Did you
want to
just
wake
get
up my
breastfed?
mother.
He just got breastfed.
Yes.
I can tell.
Yes.
Yes.
My
Yes, I
mom
did.
is
That is
my mom is sleeping in the
Oh
other room.
my
I don't want to wake her
goodness.
up.
Oh my god.
I think I'm just gonna close mic the rest of the podcast if that's okay.
My
That's what you
Alright.
do anyway.
my stepdad will be really angry if I wake up mom.
It's true.
Got him.
No, your stepdad's pretty cool.
All right. We went on a tangent, but the topic is what amazes you. I bought a knife from Amazon and it shipped from San Diego, California, which is like a 14-hour drive, and it got here within 2 days, and that just blows my mind. Like
fucking awesome.
Amazon 2-day shipping is one of the coolest things in my mind.
It's pretty
like-
dank.
I can order anything on Amazon that says Prime, and I can get it within 2 days on my doorstep, and it's
Ooh.
guaranteed.
Must be
Like,
nice.
I don't know why.
Some cities in the US you can get like the same day delivery, right? Or
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
big
fucking
cities.
awesome, man. Like
Like-
that's fucking awesome.
It's the whole like the mail system, the whole delivery system just blows my mind. I don't know.
Fucking nuts,
It's
man.
pretty clutch.
Well, like, so here's what happened. This is what kicked it off. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I bought the Terminator movies, and Abby's throwing a baby shower for a friend, and so I had to order 64 1-inch plastic babies. Like,
What the fuck?
yeah,
That's pretty fucked up, man.
yeah. No, it's for a baby shower game.
Jesus.
No, but here's the thing. They showed up to my door in the same package. And so that means Amazon somewhere has a warehouse with 1-inch babies and the Terminator anthology. Like, that's a huge warehouse, and that's the thing in the
Let's just put this shit together.
That's
Like-
that's kind of nuts.
like it blew, and it came in like this small little package. Like, it was this perfectly packed, and I'm just Amazon absolutely blows my mind. What blows your guys' minds? Rhino, you already said one, but you can say another one if you want.
No, I think I'll save mine for later, maybe.
At first, when you were talking about shipping I thought you were talking about the knife in the babies, and I just imagined some like Amazon worker with the box in front of him, like 1,000 babies in one hand, and then like a switchblade in the other.
Yeah.
Like,
How funny, yeah, fuck.
Well, that's
Like-
the thing. Someone has to pull that order,
yeah.
and like that's just a.
A lot of it's
like-
robotic, but
Oh, is it really?
yeah, like the actual getting of the items is like robotic. They have these like
Ah.
these massive like fucking like computer driven like trolleys that like get shit, but there is a human element, I think, actually packing the boxes.
I just pictured like some person that hates their life, like walking up and down the aisles of this huge warehouse, like Terminator movies, check. Plastic babies.
God.
Yeah, but
That's
no,
what-
like I bet like
We have this somewhere.
a first day scrub would think that's weird, but I bet that some of those Amazon veterans have seen some weird shit.
Oh, there'd be some.
Well,
fucked
that's
up
the
shit,
thing.
yeah,
Like, it'd be.
absolutely.
We'll have like, there's got to be some weird stuff.
Oh yeah.
Green 4-inch dildo and Yoda parrot porn?
Cucumbers.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Thing
No.
is, do you think like those employees know, like, do they know that you, Kyle, you ordered those specific things, or do you think that like the system is made so that employees aren't privy to that information? Because I feel like that's a bit of an invasion of privacy, isn't it?
My guess is they get an order number.
Yeah, you're just a number, right?
Yeah,
probably.
and so then once everything gets put into a box, then they put a label on it. So there's
Yeah.
like 2 different processes. That's
Dude,
my
that would
guess.
be interesting.
I-
Because I know a lot of people rely on Amazon to buy a lot of shit. Like
Yeah.
a lot of shit. I wonder if they would like get to a point where like, should I stop ordering because I know
Yeah. Freaking Charles at Amazon is knows me too well.
Yeah.
He's gonna show up at
Like,
my
I
door
wonder-
with a box of chocolates and flowers, confess his love for me.
Yes.
Oh, Aaron,
Well, like,
I thought that was a girl's name.
Jesus
I
Christ.
would like to publicly apologize for making the warehouse worker Hispanic. That was a bit of an oversight.
Wow, man. Wow.
no, but I
You
mean,
learn-
if
you
I
learn
was
from
pulling
Kyle.
orders, I'd totally judge people based off what they got.
Oh yeah,
Right?
that'd be the
That's what I
highlight of my
was
like.
day.
Like, you get orders and you're like, Terminator movies, okay. And 1-inch babies. This guy totally wants to like step all over the babies and pretend he's the Terminator. Like, this is awesome. So,
Hey Jimmy,
No, I mean-
this guy's ordered babies of Terminator. What? What a freak! Put his name down. They have like a freak list.
yeah. That's the 3rd one this week. No. So,
Oh my
I don't know. It blows my mind. Like, there's, from my knowledge, from tracking my packages, there's a warehouse up in Seattle where Amazon's located, and then there's one down in San Diego. And somehow between those two, I always get my packages within 2 days.
Wow.
It's fucking
It's just
nuts.
Coolest thing ever. I think
Do
it's
they have
amazing.
more spread out amongst the other states, or are they like your?
Those are the two. I'm assuming those are the two closest to my
Yeah,
state.
for you, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how they do it, dude. How they do like day one delivery. Because it's like if you order before 11 a.m. or something on the same day, you'll get that item in big cities, right?
Yeah.
It's like crazy like that.
Well, I've even heard, like, I was talking to someone, and there's options in cities where, like, you can leave your car unlocked and they'll leave it in your car.
Wait, what?
Well,
Yeah.
there's houses. There's this like thing with Amazon that like hooks up to Alexa where you can like lock your door.
That's what it was.
Turn on your lights, and you
shit.
can just be like, "Hey Alexa, lock the door," and it'll do it. And so they were I think it was in New York. They were doing trial runs of Amazon home deliveries where you can like, where the delivery driver like is given access to your system and can like unlock your door and like put
That's
the
what it
package
was.
inside.
And
That's
Yeah.
fucking incredible.
It's like a temporary pin, so it's only good for like an hour, but something
Oh,
along
okay.
those lines.
That makes sense. Jeez.
But I don't know. Just Amazon just completely blows my mind. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, there's
Pretty
also like a butthole side of Amazon. Like they just like in some of the major warehouses, they're like clearly designed to like make employees choose to like skip their breaks or not go to the
Oh,
bathroom.
shit.
Like, yeah, I heard
It's
about
like-
that.
And there's
That's
like
fucked up.
you're given like a 10-minute bathroom break like whenever you want, like you take a bathroom break, it's like make it 10 minutes, and they put the bathrooms on like the
Bathroom's
far
15
side.
minutes away.
Yeah, we're like literally walking
What?
across the
No.
factory takes longer than like
That's
your entire
fucked.
break.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I heard about that.
Yeah, it's
Oof.
fucked.
No, I think it was up in Seattle, but they got in trouble pretty hard. Like, they got hit pretty hard just because they had one bathroom and the warehouse was like huge. I mean, I think it was like a 2-mile walk to the bathroom or something.
Holy fuck. 2 mile? Jesus.
I know. I thought the same thing.
Like
these
4
warehouses are
kilometers.
insane.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
I remember
Like,
I listened to a podcast of like Rhett and Link a long time ago, and they were talking about like their old job where they were like engineers for like IBM,
oh,
and
hello.
like Link was talking about how he'd be there at night sometimes working, and like he'd bring his bike and he'd just bike throughout the like facility,
Wow.
and it was like big enough to
That's
take
so
like massive bike rides in it.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
That's actually dope.
That's awesome.
It's insane. But yeah, like
Huh.
things that we find amazing. Mine kind of seems like lame. Well, not lame. It seems like I'm lame. But
That's fair.
welcome to science time. The core of Jupiter is believed to be liquid metallic hydrogen. So it's hydrogen, the gas, but it's compressed so hard that it becomes a metallic liquid.
Really? I actually haven't heard that.
Yeah.
The fuck?
And
That's super cool.
yeah, a metallic liquid.
Hydrogen's a metal?
To be honest, I don't remember why it's called a liquid, like a metallic liquid, but that's what they.
Oh, man.
I think because when it like reaches that pressure and temperature, it has like the fluid nature of liquid metallics. I am speaking out my ass a little bit.
He's fucking making.
We know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
At the Weekly Whatever, you can come for the facts 100% of the time.
But yeah,
That's true.
it's hard for
Scientifically
scientists to
correct.
determine the size of the core, but they believe it to be like 10 to 20 times the size of fucking Earth.
Woo.
Just the core of this baby.
Damn.
Yeah.
Jupiter's strangest feature, however, may be 1,000 miles deep of exotic fluid known as metallic hydrogen.
Exotic fluid.
Liquid metallic hydrogen. This is
Yep.
from NASA. So,
That's
I
right.
mean,
Oh, no. Aaron's from NASA. So, NASA confirmed.
Hell yeah.
It's all about
What?
SpaceX now. What are you doing at NASA?
Elon.
Low
NASA's outdated.
viscosity like water. It's a good electrical conductor and thermal conductor. It's like a mirror. It reflects all light. Huh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Totally.
man. I know what I'm doing for the rest of
So how did you discover this fun fact, Aaron?
Shit. I was watching a documentary.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. About Jupiter.
the ocean creates a magnetic field, which makes sense because it's a liquid metal.
Yeah, that's what they believe. And the
No,
Jupiter's like magnetic field around the planet, it's fucking massive, and it's being hit by charged particles from the sun, and the tail of it, basically, you know, there's like the magnetic fields being generated by the core, and it's constantly being bombarded by charged particles from the sun, so it tails past Jupiter away from the sun, and it nearly extends to Saturn.
Dude, that's huge.
Yeah, Jupiter's magnetic field extends nearly to Saturn.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
Jeez. There's the article if you guys want to read it. It's in the Discord if anybody else wants to check out the article under the general
Dude.
tab.
If anyone came in here and looked at the gen tab, there's some fucked up shit in here. Like just
There's some
random
fucked up shit
photos
in
of
here.
people.
Well,
I guess
I
it's-
got rid of the fucking photoshopped Arnold Schwarzenegger dong. There's a
Dude,
big
it's
old
hilarious.
wiener
Oh,
on
Oh.
Schwarzenegger. I think I still have it on my paste bar. Let's see. There it is. Boom, it's back up, baby. So check that out. It's not
Kyle,
the
to
same
fill you
skin
in,
tone.
I was
Yeah,
watching
it does look like that to
Terminator.
fill me in.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
Jesus!
I was watching Terminator, and I had always watched Terminator on TV, and so clearly it had been cut for TV. But I don't know if I got an unrated version of Terminator. I didn't know there was an unrated version. But in the first Terminator movie, you can totally see Arnold's dong,
Swinging
like
around.
as he's walking, just like whoop whoop
Yeah,
whoop, like
big old
Was
dick
it
swinging around.
huge? Was it like big dick swinging?
Dude.
Or...
it's back up.
It's in here.
It's in the Discord.
Yeah,
It's not like I'm.
Oh no!
it's
Yeah,
not huge
no,
or anything, but-
it's the last post by me. So
I mean, it's
yeah.
not like he's got a rock on though, so
yeah.
yeah, no, I mean
no judgment
it's
here.
like a sausage, just so. Yeah, no, they didn't believe
Fair.
me, but I was like, guys, I'm
I didn't. I
I
never.
was
said-
sure. Yeah, I was sure that he didn't show the dick, but
I was willing to believe.
And
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised you didn't know that.
Me?
Yes.
What are you insinuating? Yes, I'm surprised I didn't know it either. Okay.
Yeah. What I thought.
Kyle, you got anything that just kind of blows your mind?
I have something crazy.
Oh, go, man, keep going.
So,
I meant to say Aaron. I'm sorry.
We don't
So-
even care what he thinks.
where I said your own name. Where I live, there's a water issue right now.
Oh yeah.
So
Still?
I don't know, but anyway, it's not actually where I live. Where I live is fine, but I had to go into town for rehearsal, so I was in between two rehearsals, and there's like an hour in between, and I was parched from drumming, and like, I couldn't use their
As you
water
are.
fountain, right? So it's like, oh, I'll go to Ross. And
Wait, so what's wrong with the water?
there's
Aaron?
algae in it, and so if you're
Oh
like
shit!
if you're under 5, pregnant, cancer, something like that, it's like don't drink it. But if you're an
Never
adult,
seen
it's
it.
fine.
Pregnant.
Mm.
But
It's just a bit gross, isn't it?
yeah, most people are just like not. Pretty much everyone's just choosing not to drink it. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So I went to the store to buy something to drink, and all the water was cleared out, and I didn't want any sody pop, so I wanted something cheap, and there was Arizona teas. Do they have those in Australia? I'm assuming.
Is that like iced tea?
Yeah, Arizona
I
tea.
got you.
We've got no, we don't have Arizona. We've
What's
got
it
like Lipton. Do you guys have Lipton?
Yeah, we have Lipton. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe Rhino can't answer this question, but the rest of
Ooh.
you can. Is it? So I bought one and I drank it, and I was thinking, is it hipster to drink an Arizona tea, or is it not hipster because it's pretty clearly hipster?
Dude, that is so hipster.
But
The
does-
fact,
But
the
is it
fact
like a
that you're
scarf?
debating that it's hipster proves that you're a hipster.
No, but
Yeah, that's
I was
true.
wondering if it is drinking it hipster, or is it like the scarf or something? You know what I mean? Like comparable to like a hipster scarf. Like, is it really hipster to wear a scarf? Or is it like
I
faux
feel like
hipster?
judging
The
by
thing-
this can, dude, it looks pretty hipster to me. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the fact that it's got ginseng and honey as well, like any
That's the one I had.
ginseng in it, like that is that the one you got?
It's delicious. It's really good.
Dude, that's how you know, dude. If it
Well,
has
yeah.
ginseng in it, you're automatically a fucking hipster.
Those things just remind me of middle school. I feel like everyone those and like everyone just drank them in middle school.
I mean, like
I never.
I
Really
don't
drank
like green tea.
Arizonas very much.
they're pretty good. Like, I mean, they're these giant freaking cans for like 99 cents.
Yeah, they're a good deal. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
And like, I haven't had all the flavors. Like, I've had the watermelon one, was not a fan, but the like Arnold Palmer is dank. The and the ginseng and honey one. is
Arnold
really good.
Palmer's good. I like Arnold.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But yeah, it was just like
Yeah.
when I bought it, I was like, is this hipster to drink this, or is it
Yeah.
like
Well,
Yeah,
a normal
yeah.
person would have got like a fucking soda, wouldn't they?
a
Right?
what?
Like like a soda or like a fucking is this like a hipster brand? Is this like a
Well, to me it felt like it was comparable to wearing like thick rimmed glasses and like a scarf.
Yeah.
Like it's not. It's
I would consider it a hipster.
it's
Yeah,
almost like
that's-
I
too
would-
hipster. It's almost too hipster to be hipster.
yeah, it's like at the point where it's past being hipster.
Yeah. Like if I'm wearing a
I mean-
scarf, like is that really hipster? You know.
I mean,
Yes.
it depends on the person though, and because it's you wearing it, then yeah.
Seem to know a lot about hipsters.
Oh, hell yeah. I fucking researched that shit.
This is our new segment called
Fuck you, Aaron.
I mean,
You cut
we
out,
act like
so I
us
went
calling
ahead
you
and
a
guessed.
hipster- I mean, we don't necessarily mean it as an insult. To be fair,
Yeah,
No,
it's
it's not.
okay.
It's not an insult.
It's not an
Almost
insult.
just kind of like
See, and I
just kind of saddened that you won't embrace your identity.
well, see, yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing. I don't think it's an insult either to be a hipster. I'm just not a hipster.
But you are though.
You are, yeah.
I'm not a
so-
hipster.
I do have to say, I'm growing out my mustache, and when I got out of the shower a couple days ago, I gave myself a mustache,
Nice.
and I was like, nah, it's too hipster.
You
so
cut
I
out-
put it back
you-
down.
It sounded like you said Hitler mustache.
No, a hipster mustache.
Yes, thank
Oh,
you for
shit.
clearing that up.
Did you see Aaron in the mirror, Kyle?
Yeah, yeah. Like my hair started to grow out, and I had a beanie on my head,
Oh,
and
yeah.
a scarf
Could-
was getting thrown around my neck. I was
Did
wearing
everything-
a cardigan.
Did everything look really blurry?
Yeah.
And really
Yeah.
blurry though, like real blurry. Um, yeah.
Yes.
This is the longest my hair's ever been, man. It's insane.
I thought it looked pretty good when I saw you.
Well, yeah, I look great, but
Yeah, I mean, you always look great.
it's my goal. I want it to be long enough to put into a man bun for the meme.
No,
No.
Eric!
Yes,
What
yes,
the fuck?
please do it.
I wanna
He's
show up-
totally a hipster.
No, no,
Yeah,
no,
that's a
no, no,
hipster
no.
move,
It's for the
So you're
meme.
saying
Let me
that
explain
you're
it.
doing it for the meme?
No, wait,
Nah.
wait. I don't
Dude.
plan. No. Let me say this. I don't plan on going into public with it. I don't plan on
Oh,
like
okay,
wearing it to campus or anything. But I want to like schedule a D&D session with the crew, and I want to show
And
up
have it
rocking a
in.
man bun.
That's fucking great.
And I'll wear a dress jacket and then a dress shirt that isn't tailored to the length of the jacket, so it's long enough so I can
there you go.
fold the end over on the cufflinks, fold the cufflink over the sleeves, and then I'll tuck in like half of it, and I'll definitely be wearing skinny jeans and dress shoes, but scuffed dress shoes.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
It'll be great, and I'll walk
See, the
in.
thing is, Aaron, I feel like you might get a taste for it though after wearing it
Yeah.
for a little bit.
No,
And
that's
then
what I
next
was
minute,
thinking.
It'll be normal procedure for you to whack that man behind.
Well, I could see
yeah.
myself doing it at home because sometimes it gets hot with all this hair, being able to pull it up. I already do it now.
That's
Like
true.
Chilsen can comp, like when we're playing D&D,
Can't confirm.
like sometimes I'll just like bunch my hair up and just like sit there holding it up because I'm hot.
What about when you're drumming? It might actually be preferential to have the man bun in while drumming.
Yeah,
It doesn't get in the
maybe.
way.
But it's also kind of cool to like throw the head around, my hair.
Yeah,
you
you
get
can do the
sweat
hair whip
action, the
and
swety hair action.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
and it's
That's a good
whipping.
look. That is a good look.
And then when I get off stage, like my hair's messy and all the babes are like,
Oh yeah. They want to drink the sweat from your hair, dude.
oh, okay.
So, are you more?
You're not into that?
I don't want some babes slurping up on my hair.
What's more
Yeah.
wet, Aaron's hair or the panties of the babes?
Oh,
Well, pretty soon.
Real question.
Precipitation, I reckon.
Okay.
Give me half an hour and they'll be right next to each other to compare.
Ah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
We did it.
You're so weak. Your laughter is so weak today, Chilsen.
Yeah,
Is
well, I'm
someone
pretty,
sleeping?
I'm
in your
pretty
house?
dead on the inside.
Oh.
So
What happened?
He's trying to
Why?
be quiet
He
for his
baked a
mom.
cake, guys.
Oh, yeah. The trials and tribulations of baking your first cake.
yeah,
Yeah.
long night in the kitchen.
Yeah. Where you belong, bitch.
Look, actually,
Like
Chilsen,
sexist,
Carl made a
man.
good point earlier. You had all day to bake this cake. Why did you last minute?
Yeah.
I did not have all day. I had class today.
Until 10.
And then I met with yes. Oh, Kyle, because Kyle just has a fucking like live feed on my life at all times, right?
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Yesterday when I was Destiny with you, like I'm done at 10, dude.
Yeah, you did say it to him.
I met with my group members today, like around noon or whatever. Then I had to go fucking shopping and everything. I had to go twice because I forgot shit. Yeah, are you really making me explain about the cake again?
Well, I mean, it still
Are we
doesn't add
done?
up to
Is the
me.
podcast done?
It doesn't add up to me yet, dude. That's all. I'm trying to get the timeline in sync.
Well, I can't cure stupid. I don't know what you want me to
I wish they did have a cure, to be fair.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Give me a better IQ, please.
All right, people. This has been the weekly whatever. That's it.
do. Yes.
Go home.
Keep going.
Goodbye.
He's like getting the Google.
No, I'm
like,
not.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
it's a
setting the
liar.
fucking
No, I'm
script.
not.
Yeah,
You were.
he had the wrong tab open.
He's like, oh fuck.
We would like to take a moment to thank Discord.
Oh, Discord.
Yeah.
That's the thing we use.
Yeah,
Thank you,
this will
Discord.
be the last time I'm thanking Discord.
Nope. Is our monthly pledge over? Is it?
Yep.
The pledge is over.
We gotta go till we get a sponsor.
So check us out on Facebook and Twitter at the Weekly Whatever. We've been smashing those like buttons.
Have we?
What?
This podcast is available weekly on a plethora of avenues, including the one you're listening it on. I'm going off script, baby.
Yeah, it's going quite well.
It's going really well.
Anything
Fuck.
you want it on, we have it.
I mean,
on.
that is true, to be fair.
You don't actually know the platforms it's on, so that's why you're going this
Yes,
route.
I do.
No,
YouTube.
there's just so many.
Google
Podbean.
Play, Podbean,
Don't help him, Rhino.
Spotify, Stitcher,
Question mark.
Grinder.
Grinder. I mean, that's all of them, right?
I think that's all of them.
Yeah.
I think there might be
iTunes.
one more.
iTunes.
There's another pod one.
I said
pod
iTunes.
something.
I thought. Maybe I didn't. I meant to.
I don't think iTunes is part of the normal rundown. Though.
So
matter.
the way that it works actually is pretty much if you're uploaded on Google Play and iTunes, you go anywhere else.
Oh, that's
and then
really cool.
Spotify. Yeah,
Oh.
they're all linked into those. So
Yes,
those
I
are
do
really
that.
the only two.
Hit us up. Smash that subscribe. Twist those knobs. Get them riled up. I'm Aaron. You can find me on Twitter at _ the _lizard_. My mom just created a Twitter and followed me, so I'm a lot less vocal than I used to be.
Dude, I'm fucking following her. What's her
No,
at?
do not
dude?
follow my mom.
I know.
I
do you
forbade you.
Is that even a word?
I meant to say forbid. I clearly misspoke.
Okay. What would I type in? Like mother of.
Yeah, mother
Mother
of
of the lizard.
Let's see what it comes up with now.
Oh my god.
Anyway, Chilsen, where can people find you?
Nowhere. No one cares.
In the kitchen.
Nice.
Nice.
Rhino, where can people
Twitter.
find you?
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
You can find me at Rintox on Twitter and at Rintox115 on Twitter.
Okay, and Chilsen again.
Twitter at
Okay, where can people
Chilsen115
find you, Oreo?
Anywhere and everywhere. Oreo, ER.
Okay, and Chilsen again.
Twitch at Chilsen.
And that's all we have time for, guys. Have a good weekend.
Check in next week for
This has been
More
the
whatever.
weekly whatever.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Cheers!